llama party. Llama party.
Llama party. Are you ready?
I think we're ready, man. How you been?
I've been good. Bored. Nothing much to do. Or whatever else,
COVID times.
It's gender reveal times, I feel.
Gender reveal times.
They're explosive.
All right, in case anyone doesn't know, California's on fire right now
and
because
Oregon.
some fucking white people decided to have a gender reveal party involving explosives.
It's a boy, by the way.
It's a boy.
I feel like that was the birth of the Antichrist.
It might have been.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I think that, like, if any way that you can reveal, like, the Antichrist is going to come, like, there's no better way.
Oh, I agree completely.
Right?
Like, all the people speculating, all the Bible scientists, I don't know if that's even a thing or not.
Christian Science is a Christian religion thing.
But anyways, they claim that the Antichrist is going to be born into, like, politics. But it seems like this is a much more appropriate.
This is so much more appropriate. Or you can take it as in, like, America is so, like, has to be best of everything. And they were like, California can't outdo us in fires. All right?
Californians acting like morons. Imagine that. What a concept.
Talk about what a concept. You see that 10-year rule thing in California? That if you're a sexual predator, but you're within 10 years, you don't have to register as a sexual offender.
All right, so if you're 19 and you fuck a 10-year-old,
21 to 11-year-old, 18 to 8-year-old, whatever you want to call it.
That's pretty whack.
It's been approved all the way up to the governor. The governor just has to sign off on it.
I hope he doesn't.
I think it's one of them things where 10 just is too drastic, but I think they meant like something like, in like what they said the Velveteen Dream case was like, he was 4 or 3 years older than the person that was 16.
Yeah, that's different than what, like, 10 years is too big a gap. That leaves, like, too much space for
But it's just to be a sexual predator, though.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but 10 years there's too much variability there.
There is. But, California is a weird place. Like, have you seen, like, they have this long list of what could be a carcinogen? Like, it's...
Bro, coming from the perspective of a car enthusiast, like, California is just not somewhere I want to visit based on their strict-ass rules about...
They don't have sweet tea.
And stuff. Why?
I don't know. They don't have sweet tea. You have to go to McDonald's.
I've heard that's a thing, like, north of Missouri, though.
I'm pretty sure there's sweet tea in Chicago. So, California was the first time I really noticed it. Like, I never really, like, just, like, tripped or noticed until I got to Cali. And they were like, there's no such thing as a sweet tea leaf. And I was just like, you being smart with me? You know what the hell I'm talking about.
You add sugar to it, right? Man.
And then they, like, looked at me, nodded their head, and brought me unsweet tea. And I was like, we really about to do this?
We about to fight over sweet tea right now? We really about to fight over some sweet tea?
It was just like they didn't want to deal with me, but I'm like, they never heard of it, and I was offended.
Yeah, I have no desire to visit most of California.
I mean,
I heard Northern California is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's real flaming right now.
It's real on fire. They
say it's on fire, bro. Flame emojis everywhere. Can't say North California without flame emojis. Say it's explosive.
It's lit, fam.
It's lit. Speaking about it's lit, Travis Scott into McDonald's.
I don't know enough about this.
He has over 50 pieces of merch that's teamed up with McDonald's, and he has a Travis Scott meal for $6 that is reselling on. It's reselling on all this resale sites for $1,500. The McDonald's employees are reselling their Travis Scott McDonald's shirts for $400.
All right, so I'm drunk right now, so I don't know if you're fucking with me or not.
It's completely all true. There's
a Travis Scott Happy Meal thing.
There's a Travis Scott meal. You can buy it. You can go to McDonald's right now and buy a Travis Scott meal. And they got the Travis Scott shirts and everything else. Just ask for Cactus Jack.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's his, rappers have multiple aliases. That's his other alias.
No, that's Mick Foley.
He's a wrestling fan also, so Cactus Jack is also his alias.
How dare he? Take ownership of the name Cactus Jack. That man did not, in the 98 Royal Rumble, did not participate as all of his aliases.
Yeah, I mean, you should have said, that man didn't get thrown off the Hell in a Cell from some young black upstart to take his name.
That too.
It's funny. It's so funny. Like, he used the term Cactus Jack. Complete wrestling reference. Cactus Jack was not supposed to be used as a wrestling in WWE at all, if you didn't know. Vince hated the name.
I had no idea.
And now that name is like, yeah, Travis Scott, which one of the biggest artists right now, is using it and using it in the McDonald's commercial. And the crazy thing is, he teamed up with Fortnite where he did a virtual concert in the video game.
How did that work?
Like, so Fortnite, it's a battle royale. You're just fighting people. It's like 100 people. Y'all fighting, eliminate each other down to one. Out of nowhere, Travis Scott just kind of shows up in this giant entity and just performs sicko mode. And it's bonkers. Like, if you've never seen the video, you should watch the video of how bizarre it is. Of you're just shooting, you just see this giant Travis Scott. It's lit! And just performing. And it's this crazy entity.
Bro, there's no way we're not living in a simulation right now.
It's wild, but like life is just everything that we wanted to be as kids. It's now happening. Right? Like, think about being young.
I don't know about you, but all I wanted whenever I was a kid was for Pokemon to be real.
Okay, we're not far off. If you get the Neuralink, Pokemon could be real.
It could be.
Hook the Neuralink up to us, our eyes start augmented reality out. How is it not?
I hate to give you the benefit of the doubt here, but yeah, if you could just plug your consciousness into some kind of computer mainframe, you totally could be
Which
in
they're
Pokemon.
trying to do. We're getting very close.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, life is everything. And like, think about like Travis Scott is doing all this video game stuff. You know how awesome it would have been to see Tupac and Smash Brothers back in the day? Well,
I don't even know how to respond to what you just told me.
Right? Like, this is just to see Tupac pop up in Smash Brothers would have been just so awesome.
What would his signature move have been? Hail Mary? Hail Mary?
Oh my gosh. It would have been so great, Tupac just throwing a Pokemon. I think it would have just been, but this is what we're heading towards, right? Kanye West is getting a cartoon show.
What?
Yeah, Kanye West.
I'm way too unplugged from everything.
You are Vince McMahon. You're out of touch old man.
I'm an out of touch old man.
This is why we go back and forth, because I just got to remember you're out of touch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm AEW and I'm trying to like talk about you, and you're like, no, you're not gonna get the brass ring, and I just need to leave. Right? Like you're just too out of touch. You're too out of touch. You don't listen to enough new stuff. I try and send you things.
I know.
And pay attention. Right? Yeah, but Kanye West, the Kanye West Bear, and Kid Cudi, he's got Fox. They have a cartoon show called Kids See Ghost. And his Yeezy Boost, his Yeezy shoes, are like rockets, and they shoot up and like fly away from a ghost. Like, it's pretty. Once again, you should probably look at it. It's pretty wild. Like, they're getting a cartoon show. It's pretty crazy.
That's bananas, buddy.
Like I said, like, it's just like we're entering this life where everything we want as kids is happening. Right? Like, all this crazy stuff.
I mean, I guess I still haven't figured out how to go Super Saiyan or shoot.
Neuralink. Elon Musk is there.
I don't think it's going to be as grand as that. Like, I know he says that he's working on the ability to pull your consciousness into a computer or whatever, but I just don't believe that it's going to be that in tune. I think it's going to be more of like a pacemaker for traumatic brain injuries, is what I'm thinking.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, like, where we're heading towards is hard to believe, because like quantum computing is the future.
Yeah.
Right? And with quantum computing, there's no telling what we can do.
That's true. There's no telling where it could end up, but still, like, it seems so far-fetched and...
I'm ready to live forever.
Like, Disney-ized that you could upload your consciousness into a computer and whatever fictionalized reality you want.
Okay, but if we went back 50 years and think about what we could and couldn't do, like, like the simple things we can do with, like, fly across the world in hours is like a bizarre concept that people 50 years, 100 years couldn't think of.
Sure.
Couldn't fathom. Right?
Sure. And I'm a moron.
The majority used to think the Earth was flat. The majority. Now the minority thinks the Earth is flat. Right? We go to space.
I know that group is moving up, man.
They're trying to
growing in
grow.
numbers all across the globe.
They're trying. B.O.B. tried to lead the troops. It's just, we're heading into like just such a bizarre world. I mean, think about it. Dwayne Johnson is the biggest actor in the world, right?
I mean, and I should know better than to make claims about what the future will hold because I'm a moron. I know nothing. I have absolutely nothing about any of this.
It's no tell. Like that's what I said. Like when I was trying to say, like Dwayne Johnson's the biggest actor in the world.
I got a PayPal like 2 years ago.
After Elon already sold it. Yeah, you were way behind.
Yeah.
If you think about 10 to 20 years ago and what goes on now, you wouldn't have thought about it. Like I wouldn't have thought Dwayne Johnson would be the most, just the actor.
Yeah.
Like I remember people talked about it and you saw him as Scorpion King, but you didn't think like he was going to be the guy.
No, you were just like, okay, cool. He got this little role as a Scorpion King, whatever.
Like, think about it. The Fast and Furious franchise started before he ever did an acting role.
Bro, that...
like, if you think about it, like, how weird that is. Before he ever had an acting role, the Fast and Furious franchise started.
Watching that movie franchise as a car enthusiast guy has been the weirdest thing. Is it like...
It stopped being about cars after Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, like, there's that meme that was like, Fast and Furious 1 through 3, and it had like the subwoofer in the car door or whatever. And then Fast and Furious 4 through 6, and it's just like guns in the car door. It just changed so dramatically.
It is like the fact that all the actors interviews when they're always asked that question, could we see cars in space? And nobody says no. They're like, you probably can. Like the fact that like nobody's denying the fact of like the realization like you're probably gonna see cars in space in this franchise. Is kind of wild. Like, nobody's ruling this out, you know?
Well, we have the Space Force now.
Oh, that makes it so... Oh, my God. They're gonna need them for a Space Force special mission with the cars.
Yeah. There'll be like a Subaru
At this point, they need
Impreza.
to fight aliens. They need to fight aliens. And they're like, how did you defeat me? And Vin Diesel's like, because I have family. Vroom!
Oh my God!
But it's real. But like,
you threatened my family.
You know, I mean, you remember how hype it was to see like The Rock first being there? You want to see that Rock versus Vin Diesel fight, and Rock was like stupid big.
He's always stupid big.
No, but he was like extra big. Rock was at his biggest.
He's not with WWE anymore, so he can use all the steroids he wants.
He can juice all he wants.
Yeah.
That's true. He can. I don't know. WWE is not gonna like. He can juice now. Like WWE is not gonna be like, oh, you're on steroids.
I mean, I've heard that there's like a system of like if you're a preferred guy. Like,
yeah,
if
well,
you're
Brock got tested in UFC, but he didn't get tested in WWE. Nothing happened.
Like I've heard that like someone from the office will come to you and be like, "Hey, bro, like 6 weeks out, there's a drug test coming your way," so they can cycle.
Well,
off.
if you're a part timer, you don't get tested.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the thing like Brock or anybody else, you know?
Shout out to Scott Steiner.
Oh, my God. The GOAT. Like, if we ever have a guest, we're going to get Scott Steiner.
Dude, if you can get Scott Steiner to be a guest on this podcast, I will love you forever. I already love you forever.
We should have went. I wish that his Shoney's closed down. If you don't know who Scott Steiner is, he's probably one of the greatest wrestlers.
He and beyond being a wrestler, he is one of the most amazing human beings that exist on the planet. Like, I just can't think of a more perfect American hero.
His arms. This I feel like now the thumbnail of this episode needs to be Scott Steiner, just his arms. And everybody's like, what is this episode? Like, I feel like that would just draw people in. Like, what?
I'll work on that.
Right? Like,
I'll work on that.
His Shoney's closed down. I'm so sad because we were so close. I felt like we were going to end up doing that trip to his Shoney's.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole goal, was like, we start the podcast, everything gets going, we get some money, and we go to the Shoney's.
Yeah, as if he would be hanging out there, but I doubt he would.
I mean, we just got to schedule like a right time, because he'll have special days. But now we got to find another way to like find Scott, right?
Yeah,
like,
we have to find some way.
I just got to see him just like say some slurs towards me.
You got to pull your promoter strings.
I could book him.
Book him just so we could solicit him with the podcast. I'll bring all this shit to wherever he's at.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Why are you talking about Scott? Who is this Scott? This is just
he's
amazing.
a genetic freak.
the arms on him is so bizarre. He's just such a weird guy. The guy is meme worthy. We can make a bajillion memes and videos.
Dude, there are.
That's true.
There are already.
The guy, like, we need.
You see, I'm not normal. I'm a genetic freak.
He's such a wild person, but I feel like everybody from the 80s is a wild character.
Yeah, dude, like, okay, there was like a very Wild Wild West thing about the world back then.
That's true.
Yeah, like now all the walls are kind of like closed in, and you know which spectrum you can operate in.
See,
back then they didn't. They just
back
did
then,
whatever.
Even the most pure of people, like Bill Cosby, was
pure.
Bill Cosby's probably the most pure of a person. Like if you think about like 80s, like somebody that didn't have scandals and do nothing bad. I think Bill Cosby was like right there. Like who else would be? Bill Cosby and Mr. Rogers were wholesome. Yeah. They wore sweaters. They did Saturday morning cartoons. They never cursed. You know, like they were all about promoting just goodness. Like Bill Cosby had a show. It was never nothing derogatory. It uplifted the black community. He was like one of the heroes, right? Had Fat Albert, Fubu, all these things. Bill Cosby was there, and then we just found out he was just like, "Come to the top floor, baby."
Yeah,
Bill Cosby coming through.
Bill Cosby.
Actually, I'm gonna call him Bill Throsby.
I put a little something in your Jello shot.
Oh my God, he was passing out Jello shots. You go right there, and you get the Jello, and you pop it, and you go right. But yeah, like I feel like like that was the most pure person. Now, like I feel like if Bob Ross was alive, we'd find out some crazy stuff.
I mean, probably.
You know, like nobody like the '80s now. All the people that are still alive are now reaping what they sowed. Like all of it's popping up, right?
Because I mean, like literally, that was the decade before the internet really caught on. Mm-hmm. So that was the last like Wild West decade. Like back then, if you were alive, you were just alive. It's so crazy to think about now, but like none of those motherfuckers had cell phones.
Well, I mean,
they didn't worry about that. They just lived.
Well, I think like. And when we say things like that, like if you think about it in the 2000s, Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan both said the N-word.
Yeah.
Right? Like they both just dropped it. Hulk Hogan in a very racist way. Also, Hulk Hogan had a TV show on MTV. You think about how bizarre that was.
Oh, God, dude.
And then his daughter had a spinoff show. I think that was really bizarre. Like Hulk Hogan was so in the mainstream, he had a TV show. Like nobody watched wrestling, but it had ratings. It went on like 4 seasons.
Okay, no one probably knows about this much, but like in the early days of drifting in America, Hogan basically bought his son into the professional class.
Kill somebody.
With a Viper. Mm-hmm. He built him a Viper for drifting.
I remember that.
Yeah, and like he was so awful at it that he just like couldn't keep doing it.
Then drove and killed somebody. And then Hogan blamed the kid.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, bro, what? And people don't talk about that. Hogan straight up blamed the other person for his kid killing him.
Yeah, like that was a classic example of like money can't buy you a skill.
Yeah. Straight up. I remember that. And but it's so wild. Like Hogan was so way more in the mainstream. But I guess when you reach a certain level, because Trump was in the mainstream, and like Hogan, if he wanted to stay there, he should have went to politics.
Yeah.
Right? Because like that's what Trump did.
As dumb as Americans are, Hogan could have won the presidency easy.
Oh man.
Easy.
You would have voted for him.
I would not.
Come on, look at these pythons, brother.
I guarantee you he would have been...
Do you feel safe in America's hands with these pythons?
I guarantee you he would have been a D or an R.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But you think about it like, you know, if we would look back on it like 10 years, 15 years with The Apprentice going on and how Trump, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. And now this guy's the president of the United States.
I had that thought driving around town earlier
This is not a wig. This is my actual hair.
Yeah,
this is how I wear it.
But I had that thought, like, I've gotten kind of numb to it because I've lived in a big city for a long time. But now living in a smaller town again, like, you drive around, there's just Trump signs everywhere. Like, all over the place. It's like...
Drove up here and saw a truck that said Trump train.
Yeah.
I almost want to like, whoa, Trump train. Whoa, Maka.
It's amazing to see all these working poor people supporting this wealthy guy that doesn't give a shit about them.
What did he say in 2016? I'm too big. I can't lose a follower. Broad daylight. I can shoot one of my supporters. I won't lose one.
Yeah, I know. And he's right. And it's terribly sad.
Remember, he's a WWE Hall of Famer, Battle of the Billionaires. He had a black man he was supporting.
Yeah, I know. Probably not by his own choice.
Then he took a stunner.
Yeah.
Never forget. That man took a stunner. And that's the one credit I give him. He didn't have to take a stunner. Everybody was against it.
It was the worst stunner. It was like the worst sell.
But he took it.
You're right.
He took it, right? But it's weird that, like, Trump's always been there. Remember, Trump was in Home Alone 1. Trump has been in the media, and now he's president.
He was in 2.
Was New York. 2? Yeah, you're right. He was in 2. And Trump's president, like, it's weird to me. Trump's president. Rock is the biggest. If we took back, we should have called a podcast in 2000. Things we wouldn't expect after the millennia. Trump being president 20 years later. The Rock being the biggest actor in the world.
Yeah,
you know, like just these two things is just it's hard to kind of grasp, right?
Yeah,
it's just crazy to me. I was just like, man, this is the guy.
Everything. I don't know. Any amount of faith you can put in the American people has just been shot down over the past 10 years.
You can't rule out things. This is the thing where we go back and forth. I'm like, don't rule out, because that's why I'm such an optimist of just doing things against the grain, because it's just I'd rather have success doing things against the grain than doing things like what everybody else does.
Yeah.
Just to be like, I proved you wrong, right? Like, and it's so much more like, and then you kind of gain this faith. Like the fact that Trump won, people are scared now that he's going to win again, right? And before, people kind of wrote him off.
He most certainly is going to win again.
Nah, man, Biden's going to win. He smells his way to victory.
God damn.
Biden taking the W, bro.
He's not taking anything.
Kamala Harris
is
going to pull up something on Trump and arrest him.
But some kind of Alzheimer's drug. That's the only thing he's taking.
Nah, bro. Biden taking that dub. He taking that dub.
Bro, I don't know what is wrong with the Democratic Party. Anyone with a brain can understand that, like, the progressive left right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're very not okay with police. They're very not okay with rich people. So let's make our candidate a very rich white guy and an ex-cop.
Out of all the people they chose from, it was kind of weird. Because they had some good candidates. I'm not going to lie. Like, out of all the people Biden could have chose. But you know what?
Bro, I'm not Camp Bernie necessarily. Like, I think he's a hell of a lot better
Biden
than
hair
Trump.
didn't smell as good as Kamala Harris, bro. I mean, Bernie's hair didn't smell good. Biden smelled it and he was like, you have to be, you know.
I mean, Bernie's hair looks like it smells like whatever.
Socialism.
It
smells like socialism. Free health care and college for everybody. That's what it smells like. It's like for the American people.
It looks like it smells like whatever they stuffed animals with.
Bernie looks that old guy that doesn't bathe, but he doesn't smell worse. He's just like perpetually in this way. Like you feel like he wears the same suit all the time. He doesn't sweat.
Yeah.
Like he's just that really old guy, and he's there. Like, what do I need to do? Huh? Okay, let's go. Socialism, and he just screams the same thing. Like
he's like that grandpa that's like yelling about shit, and you're just like, yeah, grandpa. Sure.
The way he moves,
Fine.
I always thought he had like Parkinson, because like he always like does like the right hand. He does these weird moves. Like he looked like he's ready for smoke. Like Bernie goes up to talk. American people, we must come together. I'm asking you, and he always like looks like he's just ready for it. If things pop off, Bernie is right there. Like, let's go.
I mean, he's always in the middle of everything.
Yeah, he is. Andrew Yang is probably the future for the Democratic Party.
If they would wise up and like go with him, like, because I mean, I don't agree with him point to point, for sure. Like, universal basic income is a weird concept to me because, like, who's paying for that?
Bro, who's paying for? We gave billionaires more money. Who's paying for that?
I know. I'm not okay with that either.
I really feel like we're critical on Andrew Yang and we're critical on Bernie. We're critical on Joe Jurgensen. The reason we're so critical on it because our lack of understanding on what government can be for a better government, and a better society. I think it comes from because that's why we get scared of these ideas. We have this lack of understanding, and we're so caught up in capitalism that we're just like we'll just say like, well, that system never works, even though it works in 5 other countries. And they say about socialism, libertarianism, they say all these other concepts, and we just think capitalism is the best way. But there's modified.
Well, capitalism and
versions.
libertarianism is like one and the same, basically, because libertarianism is like free market capitalism.
But it's hard to
what
limit
it
free
is.
market. And people, like, when you say, like, no minimum wage, like, people get scared. Oh, they're going to make everything $2. We're going broke. We're going to, like, people are so scared.
What people don't understand about that is, like, if there wasn't a minimum wage and everything wasn't regulated, then you could basically pick your employer, okay? If someone said, I'm going to pay you $2 an hour to do the job, you'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Right? And then somebody
Yeah.
competes. That's what
Yeah.
capitalism is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think, like, and everybody's scared, like, how the future is for the next 4 years with Trump. I feel like the best way, and, I thought about it with you, where we're going to move to. We're moving to Wyoming
Yeah.
on Kanye's ranch.
It's either...
We're going to move to Kanye's ranch. Don't you ignore this.
Okay, there's a few spots that, like, I'm
Kanye lives...
looking at.
No, it's Kanye.
And they're
bro.
all in the same area of the world.
I know.
Yeah, Colorado,
just look at where Kanye
Wyoming, Montana, like the
Kanye-
Dakotas are even fine.
Kanye's making a ranch, bro.
If he allows outsiders to come in,
He does.
oh, he does.
Yes. And you could be the medical physician on there.
So we could just like
Yes.
buy a double wide
Yes.
trailer and park it wherever he's at.
That's real ghetto, but yes.
That's a realistic starting point.
I mean, he has like different homes. Like Kanye's lived in his different variants homes.
Based on his clothing line, I don't trust his value for the homes.
What size shoe you wear?
11.
About to bring my Yeezys. You gonna put them on, and you gonna.
All right, because I got my Crocs on right now, and it's going to be real hard for
Yo,
me to compete with my Crocs.
Yo. Crocs is here. What I'm just saying, right here.
I'm open to giving him a shot.
I put them on, bro. Like I'm not even wearing my Yeezy right now, and I'm just disgusted with myself. Like I can't go back now. Like I'm so disgusted. I just wish these would break and give me a reason to always wear my Yeezy.
No, I'm open. I'll try them on.
Kanye, like the future, bro. The future.
It's going to be real hard to compete
He's richer
with the
than Trump
Crocs.
now.
Yeah, we covered that on the last episode.
I'm gonna cover it every episode till we get to October. We're not gonna talk about Trump. We're talking about aliens. Aliens.
In October, we're talking about like ghosts and aliens.
Ghost
and all kinds of
aliens.
stuff.
We never talk about
Ghost aliens.
Ghost aliens.
Ghost aliens.
Oh my god. Nobody ever covers ghost aliens. Like, do aliens
Bro,
go to
I am
heaven?
so excited
Oh my
for
God.
the aliens episode because like
Oh.
I'm so well versed on alien phenomenon.
And we remember we tested it out one time and it went phenomenal. Probably
Yeah,
our best
yeah.
episode, especially.
Yeah, you guys didn't get to see it because like it
Oh.
didn't really record, and that was a failed attempt. But like we did an alien episode, and it was the best.
It was straight fire. Yeah, but that's the October. Everything else. Back to the point on hand, which I don't know what was the point on hand.
We were talking about where we were going to move to.
Oh yeah, Wyoming.
Yeah, well,
Wyoming-
I'm fine with Wyoming.
I think Wyoming is like better because I think Colorado, Colorado's state tax is actually pretty high.
And like, unless we want to be in Colorado Springs, it's pretty expensive to just get a house or property there.
It is.
Because it's like everywhere in Colorado, it seems like $600,000 is the entry price.
That's what happens when you make weed legal.
Yeah.
That's literally like when you have the new end thing, and that's also like weed's not legal, and that thing makes me question if weed's not legal yet overall, then we're not like as progressive overall. It's kind of weird to me.
You mean on the federal level?
On a federal level, like it's weird to me.
Oh, America is 100% not progressive on the federal level.
That's just so weird to me. Like we need to get to that level where it needs to be legal. Like it's no reason why not to.
No, like,
money.
and I'm a big personal liberties guy. That's why I lean the way I do. But until we understand on a federal level that like people need to be left alone and whatever your deal is, you need to be allowed to do that, then we're not getting anywhere. We're just not.
That's one thing I'm looking forward because it's like there's so much money and like just like alcohol, money's not going away, right?
Yeah.
And that's the whole marijuana thing. And I'm looking at it like I don't really like drugs. I don't really like marijuana. I'm one of the guys that's always been square with it, right?
Yeah.
But even I'm looking at it with my business ventures, because I mentioned it before, like, I got this one business. I'm about to combine one of my businesses with that for when it becomes legal and boom, up.
Yeah.
You know, because it's money and people like it, and it has medicinal. Oh yeah, medicinal purposes is great.
Which is like way overinflated, like what it actually does for people medicinally. We could consider it like an antidepressant, obviously, and it helps people who are on chemotherapy with nausea. And other than that, there's not a lot really. But that's a cartoon. That's a cartoon for to overshadow the fact that it should just be legal.
Alcohol's way worse, and we just take it to the head every week and start talking. We go hard in the paint. My stuff's empty. I drink all mine. We go hard in the paint on some like brown liquor, and it's just
and it's way worse.
Hey, if anybody had hook up with a sponsor is any brown liquor.
All right? Yeah, any brown liquor,
preferably like Irish whiskey. Some Cavassier. We'll drink whatever.
I'll take Tennessee whiskey.
If you sponsor, we'll drink it. All right, we'll drink
100%.
100%. We'll drink it.
But let's look at like why it's not legal federally.
Evangelicals, Christians, because it's the devil's lettuce.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not even the deal. We have to look at the 13th Amendment. Okay.
Oh, I know where we're going with this. Okay.
Using drugs is as human as sex and food is. Whenever the 13th Amendment was ratified, there's a little caveat in there, right? It says no human can be a slave unless...
You know, Kanye West wants to get rid of that. I keep talking about my mans. What? He had his time.
Unless you've been convicted of a crime. Well, what do you do to keep slavery around? You pick on something that is...
Well, we need the war on drugs.
Yeah. Innately human that people are going to do regardless of what you say.
Nixon, right? The war on drugs, right?
No, I'm pretty sure that was Reagan.
No, I think it was before Reagan. I think Nixon started the war on drugs.
One of those two cheesy-ass white dudes.
Whoa, one's a movie star. Chill out. One laid the platform for Trump. All right? Don't forget that.
Like...
I want to watch a movie with Ronald Reagan. Never seen one.
We got to get over this idea that drugs are illegal because the government are just a great bunch of guys who have
drugs are bad. Don't do drugs.
Have our best interest in mind, and they want to protect us from this vile, terrible thing.
Don't do drugs.
That is such a foolish idea.
There's a misconception with drugs. Not saying like all drugs are good. We're not saying that at all.
No.
But we condemn. It's weird. It's such a weird concept where you're brainwashed to a point where you can like people can drink alcohol, beat their wife, go to jail, and then be like, weed is terrible. And it's like, yo, what?
Yeah.
You just spent all night puking and you beat your wife because of alcohol.
Yeah.
But weed is the gateway drug? Okay.
Yeah, if you would have smoked weed, you would have just sat on your fucking couch.
Yeah, chilled out. You probably would have like complimented your wife for once. Yeah.
You might have even made love to her and gotten her off for once in your life.
All right,
Who knows?
Actually, I think in the last 20 years, we're getting to the point where women have orgasms. And that was a concept that I remember growing up that...
Because I've always felt weighted with that. Like,
What?
anytime I'm with someone, I felt like the weight of responsibility is to get her off.
See, and you know that's so weird because I remember growing up, that wasn't the thing you treated women like. And always hearing guys talk about it, they didn't care. And I was like, that's weird, bro. That's weird. You were putting that word? You know, but it's like, it's so weird hearing women say these things all growing up and just like, I can't orgasm. What? Yeah, I just can't. Bet. Then they're like, oh, well, I can now.
I don't know. I've been with some women that, like, I tried and just was never successful at it.
You got to treat them like a bop it. Twist it, pull it, flick it.
I mean, I tried, but I don't know.
That means, okay, I know you better than this. You better put in better work. But not be hearing out.
I always do my best.
I better not be hearing your game out here is lacking, bro. All right? I already give you enough shit. I don't want to give you shit about that. Like, this chick just said this. Because I'll be out here.
There's no ego here. You can give me shit all you want to.
Nah, bro. I tell every woman out here, you out here with a 14-inch red wang, bro.
It's not
the fire stick, enough to blow up California. Zing!
That's 100% not true. I appreciate the compliment, though.
Nah, bro. I talk
working the street
up.
game for me.
Yeah, bro. I talk it all up. You just better deliver, bro. All right. If I promote you up as the next big guy, right? You better not be a bust, right?
I'm gonna do my very best.
All right. If you're my client, I'm talking you up like you're Brock Lesnar, bro. You better destroy it, bro.
I'm gonna do my very best.
All right. You can't be out here, bro. Everything else, but because at the end of the day, I did my best, and no,
that's all I can ever do.
No, you can do more.
Oh, can I?
I thought you want to go Super Saiyan.
I can do.
Going Super Saiyan is not going your best. You have to dig deep sometimes. All right, you have to find that energy. Right, you got to find that, and then you got to go beyond. That's how Goku turned.
Fuck, you're hitting all of my feels right now.
Right, that's how Goku turned Super Saiyan, bro. All right, he didn't just turn Super Saiyan because he was doing his best. I need to dig
deeper.
You need to dig deeper, right? You need to feel it, right? You need to just rage out. Think about it. Gohan was doing his best, but he couldn't turn Super Saiyan 2, right? And then finally it happened. You got to dig real deep. Do I got to sacrifice Zaylin for you, bro? I got to sacrifice Zaylin for you just to go so hard?
That probably wouldn't be enough.
Zaylin would... Zaylin would be glad to do it. Anything for his friends.
I know he would be glad to do it, but it probably wouldn't be enough to, rage me out that hard. I would probably be like, oh, that sucks. Anyways.
Also, tell a woman to smoke a bleezy. Yo, apparently, what's her name? Whoopi Goldberg apparently has a strain that is for women orgasms.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Whoopi Goldberg's a weird woman.
I mean, I don't disbelieve it.
So maybe you just get some Whoopi Goldberg going. You just tell them, hit some of this
Whoopi.
Whoopi.
That's cheating, man. That's cheating.
Cheating? Oh, a pro steroid person is saying that something's cheating.
Yeah.
How is that cheating?
Because, when it has to do with me, it's fine. Whatever. But with someone else, I want it to be genuine.
Question for anybody, you make it this far into the podcast. Question. Is it cheating to use any added stuff when it comes to sexual intercourse?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. If you make it this far in there, I think everyone's going to be like, no, it's not cheating. Every macho man, no, it's cheating.
If you need to use some kind of drug to orgasm because your significant other is not getting it done for you.
But
is that, less meaningful to you than al natural?
But that's not the difference in using a toy.
You're right. It's not.
It's just added help. Also, it could be an added help, but once it's kind of one of the things. A lot of things with the human body, I've learned it's easier after you do it the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is
and that's something that you could say about you and somebody new. I know you've been in a relationship for a while, so maybe not. But the first time is always kind of weird and awkward, and then it gets.
I feel
better
the awkward time is always the fun time, right? You can do whatever you want. There's no pressure.
I don't
you
think
can wild
so.
Out. You can just wild out.
No, I feel like things get way better as you get comfortable and get you really know each other.
I think the awkward stuff, because awkward stuff is just it's so off the wall, you don't know what's gonna happen.
And that may be because I'm never bold enough to do crazy shit whenever I'm unfamiliar.
Bro,
I'm just not.
Live,
I'm just
bro.
trying to feel the situation out.
Bro, you gotta live. You gotta go in there and donkey punch, bro.
Go in there.
You gotta go out there, bring out some sparklers, and just wave it out, bro. You gotta wear the American flag, bro. You gotta
You want some alcohol?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
We're talking about women orgasms. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
Okay. Just making sure you didn't want something to drink.
Oh no, but we gotta you gotta go hard in the paint. Also, good question. Do you when you're with a woman for the first time, do you take your chance? Do you take it slow and cautious, or do you go all out? Or is that based on if you know it's a one night stand or if you're going to do it again?
Me personally, normally I play it pretty cautiously. I'm pretty conservative. I've gone all out once that I can think of, and it didn't end well. She kind of pushed me into my car and just said, "Go home." But
that's rough, buddy.
That's rough. It's just rough. I was really going for it. I kissed her at a bar in front of everyone on earth.
But did you bang her?
No.
That's not going.
No, I was but I was going for it, and then
how do you
she
go out with kissing? Kissing's awkward. I don't know how you go. People say I'm a good kisser, but I'm how do I? I don't know. I don't know how I'm a good kisser. I don't know how kissing works because every chick's different. Oh, he used tongue too early.
Well,
his lips too big. That's kind of racist. I don't know. I don't. But
this girl says that is whack, though.
I don't know, like, what's the proper moves of kissing? Like, how do I? Because it's all this, right? It's like, mwah, 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 mwah. Like, it's a bunch of kiss jabs, right? And then you go in tongue. Like, how do you? I don't understand kissing.
I don't know. I always just like feel the situation out.
But the women supposed to lead or the guys lead? I don't know.
No, like I'm leading, and if she reciprocates, then that's like positive energy, right?
And now I have what? That's the one thing I would say. Kissing, like in a relationship, you got to play it cautious a bit, because like a woman will write you off if you're a bad kisser.
Yeah, for sure.
That's always a weird, awkward thing. I don't know.
I'm a great fucking kisser. I'm a great kisser.
Oh, I mean, okay. So that's where you shine.
Yeah, I know that I am.
I don't.
I've put work into being a good kisser.
I always hear women always say, but I never hear does guys care about kissing?
I definitely prefer someone who's more like passionate about it. Mm-hmm. Like I've been in situations with women where they're like pecky and it's not.
See,
okay.
like I don't like that's why like it's one thing like I don't understand, right? Like that's the difference. Like when it comes to, like sex, if a woman gets off, you're good, right? Yeah. You're not the worst, right? Kissing, it's different. I don't know. One time I knew because this one chick, she could literally like get off with kissing, and that was like bizarre. I was like, wow, the bar is so low.
Yeah, that's a pretty low bar.
Right. How do we get off of this? How do we go from Trump and grabbing by the pussy? This is true rhyming.
I don't know. It's just like kissing is just like anything else in the way that like it depends on the chemistry that exists between two people. Mm-hmm. Right? Because like I've been in situations both with like kissing and then with sex where like she's experienced. There's no reason why this should be bad, but it's still bad, and it's because it's just not there for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, since we're on the subject, one thing I want to understand is, I'm just going to go right into it, is like, I don't understand why women like to call people daddy.
That's always been real weird to me.
And you know what's really interesting?
It'll stop me in my tracks.
The first time I ever heard that in a certain context was from Scott Steiner. The big bad booty daddy. But yeah. now I'm like, this man been ahead of his time when it came to this? Because women want to call men daddy in some type of context, and I don't understand it. Right, and I don't know. And like Freudianism, the older you get, Freudianism makes sense. When you're young, you're like, ugh, Freud. That psychologist is weird, but now it makes sense.
Yeah, right. Because it's always seemed to me as like a immediate flag for daddy issues.
But also, they call each other baby. I know, like that's just a normal. Like I don't get these concepts we say, right? Like why we.
I don't know. Maybe daddy's not been around long enough, and like. Babe or baby is just like something you don't think about. Is a staple in there?
But yeah, every woman I know wants to be choked and called daddy, and I don't understand it.
I don't want to say every, because like that's mass generalization. It's not fair. Mm-hmm. But a large number of women that I've been with like abusive things.
Is that not weird?
It's pretty weird.
I had a chick say she got a bruise from it. And everybody was like okay with it. They were first concerned because they saw a bruise and like, no, we just really went hard. And I'm like, no, that's what?
Don't get me wrong. I'll go along with it as long as it's not like me punching you in the fucking face. But it's a little weird that like so many women are into like abusive behaviors during sex.
I don't, it used to be so much simple growing up and knowing like what you had to do. And now like we're grown. It's just all these extra stuff, right? Like one woman, like, he just knew how to hit me. What? He knew how? How? How does he know? He just swung and you were like, bring it on,
I don't think, I don't know.
Or he knows how to choke just right.
I'm not going to pretend to know whether that's healthy or not, but I do know that it, like, tends to put me in a weird place.
I don't like this is so much pressure. Like people like these days. That's weird.
Yeah.
But everybody likes it. Like I noticed someone was up when every Facebook person and Twitter person shared it and Tumblr person, and everybody started saying it. Mm-hmm. And it was just really like Like, I didn't, like, it's just weird to me, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, going forward in the future, we're becoming so much weirdly open in America. And I don't know, like, and I agree, we need to be more sexually open in America, but it's like, I've never seen it in other countries. I watch foreign
We need to be
films.
more open in general, I think.
But it's weird, like sexually, like, we're doing these things. Like, everything that we've talked about in this podcast is, like, we aim from back in the day up to the future. And it's kind of weird, right? Like, all these things are just, like, changing into the certain way, right? And I just don't get it.
It's like we're doing both things at the same time. It's like we're being open in kind of a meme way. Like, we'll share memes about how we feel about things, like what we're into. And then when someone, like, tries to hit you up, you're like, I was only kidding, because that's not the person you wanted to hit you up, right?
Yeah, it's true. That is really true.
You know, that wasn't the person that you were aiming at.
And now we're in this weird way of, like, how do we gauge on interaction? And then, like, I have this conversation with multiple people. They say social media is bad because it's making us be antisocial.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really weird. Like, you know, you can't meet somebody that you find attractive in the store and just, like, you talk.
There's still too much ego involved. Like I said, we'll give people glimpses into who we are through these memes. And then if it's not who we wanted that hits us up about it, then we, like, act like it was just a joke. But we're still very guarded. Very guarded. And it annoys me to death that we're so guarded. It's like, why can't we just be honest about this? Like, if I want to fuck you and you want to fuck me, then why not? Why don't we just do it?
Because they don't trust. They think that guy's going to be a serial rapist, killer.
Yeah, and I get that because dudes are garbage and we don't have a good track record with this kind of thing. Still, like, I'd rather just, like, it doesn't even have to be a sex thing. It could be anything at all. Like, I don't know why we can't be, like, 100% honest all the time.
Well, first off, we're shunning homosexuality, and a lot of honesty is a lot of more people are gay than what they want to admit.
Absolutely.
Right, and that's one thing. Then we have this big thing of Christianity with the shunning of homosexuality. It also shuns the whole being sexual till marriage.
No, like, hats off to the gay folks, because, like, I've been hit on by dudes more in the past 3 years than I have the rest of my entire life, and, like, that has to take balls. Like, I'm a chill dude, so I'm like, I'm not gay, but thank you. I appreciate it. I consider it a compliment.
Have I ever told you this weird story?
But, you know.
How this guy was, like, just in love with me, right? And I've had a couple guys, like, hit on me. One guy said I look like Ice Cube, and he thought I was sexy. And I was like, you are so off the mark. I was like, I'm going to be real with you. If you were a woman and you said that, there would be no way still. Like, you look like Ice Cube. No, I don't.
Fuck off.
Don't. Right? Like, I was like, come on, man. But, like, this one time, this dude was so into me. But it was weird. He wasn't always into me. He was into me because we had this conversation, and I made him feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, we're in the pub and we're talking about it, and, like, he's just a real weird guy. He was into weird stuff, and he was just saying a bunch of Tumblr jargon. I know, you know, when it comes to, like, these type of weird things, I know it, right? So I knew, and I was, like, normal. I was explaining it, right? And then he just became so infatuated with me, right? And he was, like, all about me. So much so, he told everybody at this call center he worked that I was gay, and we had a thing, right? I've only seen this guy like 3 times.
Why lie about it?
It was weird, and people questioned me. Like, people were, like, really looking at me, and I was like, and they were like, you know that person? I'm like, yeah, he cool. And they're like, he cool, huh? I'm like, but I didn't know for a while. And then one time we went to this party, and he was there or whatever else, and I'm chilling, and he had, like, this weird boyfriend thing, and this dude sits in my lap, and this is what they did. They sit in my lap, and then the other dude sits over to me, and they're like, this makes you feel uncomfortable. And I was like, I know what y'all doing. You want me to come off look homophobic?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, no, but, like, you kind of being a douchebag by doing this. And then they start making out above me while I'm sitting in this chair. And I'm just like, I'm so mad. But if I just start dropping...
Because that's ridiculous.
It is. But it was at a party. They were kind of drinking. I'm kind of drinking it. But I was mad. But it was like, even though how justified it could be that I feel very disrespected, if I started slamming them and beating them up and dropping F-bombs, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just right there, and I'm just like,
But
I was like, can y'all let me
even
up?
have to do anything with that.
But it was the fact that like they
invaded your personal space and they disrespected you.
But I knew I had to go about it because I couldn't just show how mad I was and start flinging insults because then it would just look bad.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna talk about like how, because I'm a guy, how bad of a personal space they invaded onto me, right?
Yeah.
So once they were done, they're like, oh, I guess you're really not into me, and I was like, y'all are really pushing me not getting mad. And I was like, whatever, I'll just slide away. And I like having hung out with that guy or around him, like if they're just saying it around, no, right? And then finally somebody came up and was like, oh, I really thought y'all were into it or whatever. Y'all had not into it, they thought y'all were a thing. And I'm like, what? And like that's when I found out. And this dude just like really, because I knew all this jargon. He, in his mind, you can't know this stuff and not be one of them, right? Yeah. And he was into some different weird stuff. Mm-hmm. Even now, like it's still kind of like weird. Like he had this like sexual Wolfpack thing. It was this like full
sexual Wolfpack.
Yes, and he was the alpha wolf. No, like legit, like that's how they called it. It was like the sexual Wolfpack.
That's hilarious.
Like so much so, one of his wolves came from like Europe.
I would laugh in their face if they said they were a sexual wolf.
Well, a lot of people was, and I normalized it for everybody. Like, yeah, that's what he's into. I heard of this before. And he was just like, we can be alphas together, Jesse. And I'm like, nah, bro. Piss off.
That is the funniest thing that I've heard all week.
It's very weird. It's very weird, right?
Yeah.
But it was weird but I was so kind. And then, like, this is what women go through, right? He took advantage of my kindness.
Yeah.
That's what women are so scared of. You know, if a woman like lets you down, kind of like no, whatever else, we take the kindness. She's totally into me, right? Yeah. And that's what he was doing. He was like, "Oh, Jesse clearly likes me, bro," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not into that at all." Right? Yeah. I'm even talking to a person or whatever else, and like I told her whatever else, and I like the person that called me Ice Cube. I like was like, "Thank you for the compliment," and they kept hitting on me. And I was like being nice, but he kept on. I was like, man,
that's why I am the way I am now. Is like if I make a pass at somebody and it's not reciprocated 110%, then I'm just fucking out of there.
One person messaged me, and they were like, "Hey, I heard you like nudes." And I'm like, yeah. Boom, and I'm like, Oh,
it was nudes of him.
Yeah, and I was like. I done got baited into something. And I'm like, yo, bro, that's cool. Whatever else, leave on red for anything else you reply.
Nice dick.
Yo, like,
have a good day.
It was wild, bro. It was so wild, right? And I get hit up with all these random stuff. That's why, like, I've been hit up by multiple people. Like, hey, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans. Women, guys, everything have been hitting me up, and I'll just be like, I'm very nice, and then boom, like, the story I could tell. Of like people trying not to out them of the stuff I've seen, and it's at this point I'm not getting led into it. So I'm like, I feel like I'm getting. That's why the kindness. I'm getting baited into it. Like the chick was clearly into something. I asked like, hey, are you into any specific type of kink? She said no. Clearly, she had a very weird fetish, and I was like, I feel like you should have told me.
Yeah.
I feel like respectfully, you knew you were into this. Clearly, you should have told me. Right, but I understand. That's why I kind of like I relate when women go to it. They're trying to be kind, and guys just take this extra mile, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's this really disrespectful mile. But like, it's kind of like, have you ever had a friend where you don't know that well, and they have to vent to you, but you're like, why are you venting to me?
Bro, I get vented to by so many people that are not on that level with me.
But it's a thing of venting to somebody you don't know. That's why people vent to like these random chat rooms.
And I'm kind, so I sit there and get ear fucked by them while they're talking about their problems, and I don't care about any of them. But it's just a thing.
Yeah, and I get that too. I was just like, all right, it's like take advantage of kindness. But I feel like there's the fact that people do these things is a certain disconnect of respectfulness to a person or openness you can be as a person. And like as America, that's probably where we need to go. We need to get to this level because I feel like right now we're getting to the point where it feels like we're trying to be over sexualized, but we're just trying to balance things out where people can kind of know each other for next generation.
Yeah,
they're trying to feel normal because like anytime I feel like all women need to be comfortable and should love themselves. This shouldn't be insecure women. It should not.
No.
Right? Like,
not.
clearly, like, somewhere as a generation, we've messed up and made women feel super insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And guys, too, and that doesn't get talked about a lot.
The thing with guys and women, and there's a double standard with that, is, like...
There's a huge double standard. Because, like, you can't say anything about a woman's body.
Yeah.
At all. You're a complete piece of shit if you comment on anything, but, like, dudes, it's completely okay to make fun of your little dick.
Man, this is why I find weird whenever people, like, and I feel like, why do we compliment people with these penises? Like, that's kind of weird, bro. You know? Like, oh, you've got a big dick, I'm gonna say something. Like, or the chick, like, he got a big dick, and be like, oh, he's so small. I'm like, why? What? But, like, but then, like, y'all get mad and, like, oh, you gain weight. Oh, look at this chauvinistic bastard. And, like, but you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, you're doing the exact same thing. Over something that he legitimately can't help.
He can't change, right? And that's different, like weight gain, how hard you try, you can still change it. One way or the other, just things.
Yeah.
God can't change the penis.
No.
Women
you got what you got. That's why I don't give a fuck about it. Like,
and this thing, like,
I can't do shit about it.
And I get women don't care. Like, women can have vaginas that's like where, you know, they may not care for it because it's not that porn star look, but like no guy really cares.
No.
Right? Women care about
it's going in my mouth one way or another.
But women care about penis size.
Yeah. Right?
One way or the other, women care. And, you know, and it's like there's such a standard with it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the thing, like,
but that's the thing about being a dude, though. Like, no one gives a fuck about you if you're a guy.
Man up.
Yeah, man up.
Man up every time. Yeah. It was hard.
and the women who are like, man, men should express their emotions. Men should be free to, like, talk about their feelings. They don't really mean that shit.
No.
They don't mean that shit whatsoever. It's just a meme for them to share.
I hear multiple women say they get tired of men venting to them. And I was like, wow. Okay.
No, like every girlfriend I've had that felt that way, and then I expressed myself, were immediately like, all right, so fucking anyways, back to my friend Deborah.
Right.
You know?
I think, like, that's one of the things, like women say they want, like, I want you to be open, but when you're open, like, a woman doesn't care.
No, they don't give a fuck.
But I get that's, like, in the generation. But, like, how are we supposed to move forward? It's a give and take. Right? Like, despite how we trying to care about people, we're a very selfish generation.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we're in this state where we're very selfish. But how are we going to, like, progress past these things?
I don't know. I don't know what the answers are, but I know that I, as an individual, can always do my best to be open and receptive. And
there's only one answer. Elon Musk, Neuralink our penises.
Neuralink our penises.
Make it grow, bro.
Make it grow.
Oh my God! If I had like some type of serum that can make penises grow, bro. That's what it's called. Grow, bro.
That's what Elon needs to be working on, not Neuralink.
That's what he needs
not
to be
SpaceX, not Tesla. He needs to work on grow.
Bro. Oh my God.
Bro.
You think about that's $1 billion company.
Right there.
Right there. Instant $1 billion company. You can market. You can make it. Set your price. Pick your price.
It's just
nobody cares about the cure for AIDS or cure for cancer. Set your price for Big Pharma.
That's right. I'll pay it.
Right? Every guy is gonna
pay it.
Right? And the thing is, like, keep a confidentiality so they don't know. Right? So you don't have to make people know. You can just be like almost naturally that size. You know? But honestly, it's gonna get to a point where nobody's gonna care. Like, yeah, I got some bro. Where you at, woman? You already know what's good. Or like you invite a woman over. She sees the bro grow up there, so she already knows. She already knows
she's about to get fucking pounded out,
right? Like she like got bro grow, you know?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Where you at, Elon?
This is what we don't care about all these SpaceX, bro. We don't care.
No, we're looking for bro grow,
grow.
Whatever direction we want to take it.
That's where we're going with it.
All right, I'm gonna call that an episode.
Oh my God! Did we call the episode bro grow?
I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet.
The big bad booty daddy.
Big bad booty daddy.
We went generations of forward. We did a lot of callbacks from 2000 now.
Yeah.
We can go so further.
We went back to the 80s even.
Yeah, we did. We went back to the 80s, kind of like calling out things that going forward in the generations.
But
also in the comments, if you're brave enough, what's your kink?
What's your kink in the comments? What's your kink? Let us know. What is your kink? Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good week.
Peace.
Bye.